So as I'm walking around, I'm kind of looking at some things here, and I find this little piece of a branch that just fell off. And you know what? I'm thinking this would be kind of fabulous. You know, something like this, if you can envision a piece of clay, you know, just like a square piece of clay right here, and then boom, something like this is in the middle of it, and it's added on. So like the additive process would be you're scoring and slipping and adding it on. This would be very interesting to have. So there's one element that I just found as I was walking around and looking. And then I'm kind of looking, you know, you see things like flowers. Here's a pretty flower. That would look cool. Here's a pretty leaf. You know, you could do things like leaves behind the flower instead of just the flower. Let's start thinking of more interesting things than what the video showed us, because the video itself was very minimal. Okay, it was more like an elementary video demonstration, really. And since you guys are in high school, I'm thinking that you could come up with better ideas for a high school related one, okay? But I'm looking here, some ivy, so maybe like ivy, and then look at what is in this picture right here. Okay, these are some of the nuts that are falling from the trees. I'm thinking that would be kind of cool. And then I've got all these crepe myrtles here, and they shed. I don't know if you guys know this, but crepe myrtles shed all of this stuff. Can you see it on the ground? These little sheds. They all come from the crepe myrtle. So as it grows, like look at this, guys. As it grows, it starts to shed its skin, kind of like a snake does. But here's a piece right here. So wouldn't that be interesting to actually add something like that? These are some caladiums that I have, so you know, I don't know, you could have, here's something else right here. But if you had something like this, like you could have an actual natural shed that's going on there, and then another little branch that goes on top of it. And then here's a little nut that something has been eating. See that? Something has been eating that, so that would be, so this would be a good little composition right here, a nature inspired. You've got some overlapping, you've got different elements, you know, instead of just having like one leaf. Like look how boring that would be if that was your tile. Boring. Way more interesting. You see what I mean? Some things are going off of the page, so to speak. You've got different elements and some overlapping and some positive and negative space, and just a lot more going on. So I just want to challenge you. Like here's a pretty little flower, you know, that's kind of cool. But I just want to challenge you to find some things and think of things that would really work better than what you've got going right now, if that makes any sense. Let me go over here and show you this. So I've got these little mums that are getting ready to open. Those would be kind of cool, very intricate. Those of you that are very detailed, my detailed artists, maybe doing some intricate little pieces here, you know. Think of the demo video. She was using, sorry, I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes, guys. She was using, in the demo, just 5 or 6 maybe different petals, and the petals that she was using were just very simplistic, you know. So I'm just like, even look at this right here. Here's a good idea. Here's just some dried up leaves right here. Just some dried up leaves. So maybe you have some that you're going to glaze later on and make them look dried up, and then boom, maybe you can add like some living leaves in there, you know, and then maybe add something else, like I've got this other vine growing, you know, maybe add something like that with maybe like a flower or something on there, you know. So just be thinking. This moss is kind of cool though. You know, maybe you could create some sort of texture with some moss. Or even I like how this grass is kind of shooting up here, you know, like this. Okay, so I hope this video helps you with some inspiration. I just don't want you guys to come up with something that is just real simple, but I want to start stretching your imagination and see how creative you can get with this project, because this is really just your first project with me, and I want to see how creative you can get. So hope it helps.